Hey guys, I know it's been a minute. You have to excuse me, but life been life and my time has just been going and going and going. I'm only going to do one episode right now. I'm going to do episode number 6. I believe it's called The New Normal. The New Normal. Let me just tell you just a little bit what's been going on. I am that clown that's on a unicycle with a bunch of hats on his head and he's trying to balance them without one falling off. That's me. That's who I am at this point. You got to excuse me, but we're going to get into it. Once I put this episode out, I'm going to go right back in. Can't promise it's going to be today, perhaps tomorrow, but I'm going to go right back into episode 7. I haven't watched it yet because I want to be fresh with my information. But anyways, y'all better be doing okay. I'm doing all right. School started this week. And my little one, who's my big one now because he's in high school, has just left the nest. He is no longer my baby. He's a young man. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's get right into it. First thing I want to talk about is Sabrina. Come on, Sabrina. Stop, girl. She claims she's going outside. Where you going? Outside where to play? Because you don't have an ounce of horror in your blood. Now, horror is not a bad word. Stop playing. Y'all know I don't curse, but horror is in the Bible, so I can say it. But anyway, she doesn't have an ounce of horror inside of her body, so stop it. Stop the press. Go sit down. Have several seats. The first seat will be pulled out for you because what are you talking about? Girl, go sit down. Sit down fast. She's going through it. And Maurice is right there to cheer her on. No, ma'am. She's not the type that's going to go out here and give it away with a double coupon. She's a good girl. Like, she has a plan. She's not the one that's just going to go out here and say, okay, I'm getting ready to use you. Let me have what I want and go on. That's not her. She's going to want to have a relationship. She's going to want to talk about that pretty much before she even goes anywhere. If you think about it, Sabrina has only had 2 relationships, if I'm not mistaken, since the show began. We're in season number 9. You all let me know. Just get right on in the comments and kick me in my head if I'm wrong. She was with Calvin and then with Rich. I don't remember anybody else. Oh, wait a minute. What's his name? DeMonte. He doesn't count. That's not a relationship. However, yeah, she was with him for one skinny little moment. But anyway, I'm concerned because they're talking about her going through this phase. Wasn't she just trying to make it so she could give life? Wasn't she supposed to be trying to conceive? Do I call it conceive? If it's I don't know if it's conception, if they're doing the insert. But anyway, whatever happened to that? I think that should be quieted right now and that she might go into a small hole because she couldn't get what she wanted. Rich was talking about participating in this expansion of the family. So I think that she should probably go into a small hole and recover from that. I think that it would be okay if she went back to the guy that was going to be, I don't know what his name, let's just call him D. If she would go back to him and continue at least talking about this baby that she would like to have. Let him comfort her in this moment. That situation right there deserves a little sugar to be sprinkled onto it because that sucks. And then I'm angry because why are you taking advice from Maurice? Did they forget that her and Maurice was almost facing life after he brought Q into everybody's life? Like, did she forget about that? Did the writers forget about that? Because, come on, I wouldn't take an ounce of... He don't have his own self together. So why are you taking advice from him about relationships? He's so happy when he gets somebody, he just goes all in. we haven't been seeing much of Maurice. But why are you taking advice from him? Now it's okay. Maurice's style of dress, when he got her dressed, she looked gorgeous. I didn't care for the second dress with the fluff around the arms because it was very much giving prom. But the first dress was beautiful. She looked really good in it. She looked very nice. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think she's getting ready to go out, and she's not going to have much of a good time. She's going to probably say, Maurice, this just isn't for me. Now, if it goes somewhere else other than that, I'd be surprised. I'd be completely surprised. And then Paige is so funny. She is so funny. I hate the way she just carries herself, like with the dress and being a plain Jane. But then her saying that she's had her phase in so many words. Why is she even there for real? Why is she there? Like, I think that Maurice could carry out the bank scenes. I think he could carry it out himself. Now, Rich wasn't in this episode. Hopefully, they just kill him off the show or he just disappears. Penelope also. Now, Jordan he's in the wind. I don't think we're ever going to see him. I don't think so. And I think people may have complained because the first Jordan was stronger. His character was stronger, and he wasn't bad to look at. He was pretty easy on the eye. But moving on. So Maurice and Sabrina, let's just let them be. That line, that character, that little portion right there of the show. Look, I can't even get my words together. They can write that out. They can leave it out and just hope that we forget about it as viewers. Andi calls Robin back and leaves this message. I was pissed because how are you saying, okay, her fear, and I'm going to call it fear, her fear is that he's moving on. She's using everything that she's going through as a shield and a crutch, which is the reason why she feels she can't be into a relationship with him. It almost feels like she's grieving her relationship with Gary, which to me, go back to the first episode. Okay, we're in season 9. This has been going on since the beginning of time. Come on, let's stop feeling for him. Let's kind of move along. She was with Jordan, but if she's still feeling for him, then she never felt anything for Jordan. And also because everything happened to him, okay, he's been stabbed. And now I guess he's been shot. Has he been shot? Mm-hmm. But he's in jail. Maybe that's taking her back some. But she needs to have several seats also because you all know how I feel about Robin. And if you go into my community post, yes, I put him in there. You know how I feel about Robin. Robin is the man. He's the man. He's her savior, but she won't let him save. Now, you guys have to remember the last episode when I was saying that Robin still has to be there because how did he leave? The blackout. There was a blackout. There was a blackout when he called. It never stated that he left. I refuse to believe it unless he calls long distance and I hear airplanes in the back. Come on. If he calls long distance, then yeah, that will work for me. But at this point, I'm not believing it. Andi said that maybe they could be friends. Come on now. Pull it together. Pull it together. How you going to be friends with somebody that you couldn't have a relationship with and you loved him and he loved you? What are y'all going to talk about? The weather? How many apples growing on a tree? What are y'all going to talk about? It's not going to work. She needs to stop being so confused and at least tell him, listen, kick rocks and flip-flops. She needs to go ahead and tell him that, but they have to leave room for him. I'm getting sick of this dance that they're doing. It's time to make a move. Let's stop with the dancing. If he's going to come in and save you, please just let him stay. Writers, I hope you guys are listening. Put him in, coach. Put him in. Anyway, so Andi is on the phone and she finds out that her college roommate has died at the hands of Dr. Cruz, which again is terrible. Come on. So Bradley comes in. And I guess Bradley is her co-worker, one of the partners. He comes in and he's telling her that she's too close on the situation. She's too involved with the situation with Karen and the loss of her baby and what happened there. He's telling her she's too involved because she keeps emphasizing that Karen is her friend, as she should, because Karen is her friend. Should she get emotionally involved? Of course she should, without practice. She should, because Karen is her friend. Should she be passionate about going after this doctor? Of course she should, because again, I say Karen is her friend. It's just that Andi has the power to move things and get the ball rolling on suing Dr. Cruz. Now here comes Bradley saying that she's too close to the situation and that Cruz is his golf buddy. You're close to the situation also, because there you are sticking up for this jackass, Dr. Cruz. So you're also heavily invested in this situation. You're telling her that she has no proof. She has plenty of proof, and it's not hard. He's telling her, well, you just got a few pieces of paper. Come on, guy. Come on, let's do better. Do better, because you're invested also. Maybe because you don't want to lose your golf buddy. Find somebody else to play with, please. Get out of here, because you sound very stupid. Are you also thinking like Dr. Cruz in your own way? The first thing he should have done was been appalled when he found this out. He's been believing in Andi, so why now is it a problem that she's too invested? She very well should be. And I wanted to come through the screen because he too should have several seats. Guys, I'm going off of notes. Karen is still in her ditch, and understandably so. She's in the kitchen getting ready to cook, and she can't even boil minute rice. So she's in the kitchen getting ready to cook, and she's trying to come back around. She's still not in her, in a healthy frame of mind. Erin is still there. I appreciate that. Lisa needs to come. She needs to peek in. But Erin is still there. And I'm hoping that it doesn't come to a point where she says, listen, why are you still here? I hope it doesn't come to that point, because deep down inside of me, I believe that Karen is going to snap on Erin, because he's not the one that she thinks she loves. Zac is the one. And that baby was the lifeline to keep them connected. And I could be way off, but the comment section is always open. But I could be way off. Now, Zac shows up at the end of the show, and I know I'm jumping the gun, just carrying on. Zac shows up, excuse me, guys, at the end. Now, what was strange was that somebody was knocking at the door, and Erin didn't try to say, okay, I got it. It's like he didn't hear it. When was it okay, excuse me, for Karen to make that move? But anyway, so she makes the move. We're already knowing that it's going to be Zac at the door. Now, let me get back to that. I appreciate that Zac met a complete stranger at the gym who was there for him. I love that. I love that, because you can tell that this man has no ill intention. He understands that there's something going on. Zac needs somebody positive in his life. He needs somebody that can assess the situation without bias, that can assess the situation without being all the way in Zac's shoes, that can assess the situation by just saying, listen, life happens. We've all been through something. Let me tell you something that I've gone through. And he's not doing a thing where my blues is deeper than yours. He's not doing that. But he's just giving him what he feels is needed for Zac to step in and accept that. If you think about it, Zac never had a man in his life. And he's still a young man, and I think that this is a good direction to go in. Plus, Daddy not too bad to look at. But anyway, let me get back in. So I'm glad that Zac is going to have that. Now, back to him showing up at Karen's door. We're all eager. Well, you guys have already seen it. I got to get back into it to see what's going to happen, what's going to come in that situation. I do believe that they need to connect because they're mourning. They're both sharing this grief. So I believe that they need to connect. But my question is, how deep is that connection going to go? So you guys have to bear with me because I haven't seen episode 7 at this point while I'm speaking. As of me recording, I haven't seen it. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but they need each other because they're sharing this grief. It's just the two of them that are really invested in this. Nobody cares as much as the two of them care. That's not to say that the girls don't care, Aaron don't care, but they too have that grief in common. So I just hope it doesn't start any trouble because we have Fatima here who has carried the weight of all of this on her back, from taking Karen to the hospital to dealing with Zac and his emotions. So I want to see how that 1 + 2 can equal a healthy 3. Because at this point, let's not forget that Fatima is pregnant. She's pregnant. I don't feel like, and I said this the last time, I don't feel like anybody's really saying, listen, it's about you too. You need to rest. Put your feet up, rest your mind, talk to somebody. Where's that doctor that she was talking to on Satima? Where is he? I'm not gonna tell her to call Paul because there's no space for him, but you guys also know how I feel about Paul. But anyway, she just needs somebody to say, listen, well, Zac, listen, let me rub your feet. Thank you for everything you've done. You are always on time. Something. But at this point, she's juggling everything at work. But anyway, I'm eager to see what's going to happen between Karen and Zac. Now, I heard in a preview that he said that he will always have love for her. There's nothing wrong with him feeling that way, but I don't know if it's something that really needs to be said. I think that what probably should be said is him coming over and say, I'm so sorry that this happened. I'm grieving also. I hope that you can move beyond this. I'm doing the best that I can. I just wanted to check on you. Okay, I think that would have been fine. But that I always have love for you. Y'all have to bear in mind, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what's going on. But I need to go back to Fatima. And look at me not going off of my notes. Okay, I'm paddling without those little training wheels. But anyway, take it back to Fatima. I saw a look in her face, and I'm assuming it's in the next episode. It has to be. This look on her face of, I'm not sure, but maybe she might have some concern there. You guys have to bear with me. I don't know. And please don't get in the comments trying to say what's going to happen next. Just wait for the next episode, my next recording. Because give me a little chance, but you can say whatever you want to say about the next episode in the next episode. But anyway, I kind of feel bad for Fatima because she's everybody's hero. She's everybody's savior. She's always giving advice. You never want to see her down. She needs that. She deserves that. But anyway, okay, I got to get back to my notes, guys. What's the point of Leonard, the guy at the airport? Why is he there? He's serving no purpose. Now, Danni has not received her settlement. So I'm just wondering if he is going to try to mess that up. I don't know. I'm all off. I don't know. But why is he still there? What happened with Danni's cousin that just got out of jail coming to her job? What happened with that? It wasn't in this episode. Maybe it'll be in episode 7. Remember, I'm still in 6. But anyway, I'm back at my notes. Okay, I've said all this. I'm doing good because I'm flying without my notes. Hayden, let me just talk about Hayden. And see, you guys know, but his wife is going to be in the next episode. But anyway, Hayden, ladies, makeup. Makeup hides a lot of things. I'm not sure what it's hiding on Hayden or if it has a reason, but his skin, it looked like plastic. He looked good. It was just perfect. Whoever did his makeup, kudos. If it's not the makeup and that's just his skin, okay. What you been drinking? Coconut water? What is it? I need to know your secret. But anyway, Fatima is allowing him to help with these incoming cases. I like that. I like how she pulled him over across the desk and by the tie, and then she kind of straightened it up. I like that. I've seen that in other movies, but it's okay. I liked how she did that. I hope that Hayden just behaves himself, and it would be okay because we don't. It's such a small thing. The things that he does, it's not real important in the show. But anyway, Danny called Lisa's chicken light skin. You don't know how many times I call meat that I will not eat light skin, especially chicken. I'm so quick to say, okay, this chicken is too light skin. I'm not feeling it. That was funny to me. Another thing that was funny, why did Karen have a high chair in her kitchen? It wasn't even a nice looking high chair. Why does she have a high chair already? That was off. Because why are we looking at a high chair? That was, come on, do better. That's a prop they could have kept. Let's see. Okay, I saw Pam. I'm so tired of Pam. Andi, and I'm saying this in closing. Andi's looking at Fatima sideways about these cases that she's handling. She's the one who told her to do the intakes. The guy told her from last week that he has other basketball buddies that are gonna seek her advice or counsel. Now we do have Hayden on the case who can help with that. That is his field of expertise, taxes, money. But Andi was looking at Fatima like, what are you doing? Now to me, it's okay to have a slight disagreement. That's okay. That might be, and I'm not sure where this thing is going. She could be looking at her like, okay, what are you doing? Or she could be looking at her like, good job. Thank you for covering. This is good work. I don't think that that's what it is. I think that she's looking at her like, okay, you're getting too big for your britches. Move over and continue going to class. That could be it, but I'm not for sure. I have to wait until the next episode, as do you. Okay. I think I covered everybody. You guys need to be proud of me and all of this before breakfast. My coffee has gotten cold, but that's cool. Did they show Rich? Not Rich. Tony this episode? I don't think so. And that's okay because there was really no space for Rich, Penelope, Tony. There was no space. Nope, there was no space for that. I'm looking forward to Karen bonding with her baby. I think that's it. I think I went fast because I know I got to get to this next episode and I realized that I've been behind. You guys, listen, I'm not just talking about Sistas anymore. I have graduated to talking about other things. I've talked about divorced sisters. I've done something about Sex in the City and just like that. And I'm going to revisit Sex in the City. I want to chronicle Carrie's relationship with Mr. B. I want to talk about how dysfunctional it was and the good points. So I'm going to get into that. The Tima is getting ready to come back on the 11th of September, and so is Beauty in Black. So I want to talk about those things. I want to talk about the trailers, and then we're going to just get right into the shows. So we can really have some fun. We really are. Anyway, I got to move on, guys. I'll see you in the next audio. Wish I could say video. I think I'm going to let y'all see my face real soon. But anyway, thanks for listening. We out. Bye.